The moment I learned this, changed everything for me. In this video, I'll teach you guys how to draw key levels like a pro trader. Do you understand? How to keep your chart very simple, how to look out for levels that are likely to react either to the upside or to the downside. Because most of you know how to draw your support and resistance. Most of you know how to draw your supply and demand. But most individuals don't understand what are key levels. Do you understand? Now, let's move to this place first. Now, what are key levels? Okay? What are key levels? Firstly, you need to understand what is a key level before going to the chart to draw it. Now, key levels are points of interest, or key levels are zones where you're looking to sell or buy the market. What do I mean by zones? These are levels where the market is likely to react either to the upside or to the downside. Do you understand? Now we have the bullish key level. Okay, I'll refer to it as BKL. And we have what? The bearish key level. Okay, now we have the bullish and bearish. Of course, bullish stands for buy and bearish stands for what? For sell. Now, after understanding how to draw key levels, you need to also master what time frames these key levels are likely to react. Because there are some key levels that after drawing them, you would have to wait for 2 weeks for that level to react. There are some key levels after drawing them, you have to wait for 5 minutes, you have to wait for 10 minutes, you have to wait for 1 hour, you have to wait for 4 hours. So let's dive into the chart. Let me explain to you guys how to draw key levels like a pro. Okay, so now this is our chart, right? What time frame do you want to draw your key levels? Very important, because key levels has to deal with time frames. You need to be sure that this time frame is for this key level, this time frame is for entry level. Do you understand? Now, the time frame which you want to draw your key level is the daily time frame. Pay attention to what I just said, guys. The time frame you want to draw your key level is what? The daily time frame. Now, on the daily time frame, you're going to learn how to properly align your key levels. Those key levels can be referred to a POI, which is point of interest. Okay, now let's move to the daily time frame. Now, this is the daily time frame, right? On this daily time frame, firstly, you want to draw the point where the market reacted from, which is the supply zone first. Okay, this is your first key level to the upside, right? Then secondly, you want to draw your key level at the bottom. Remember the video of support and resistance. If you've not watched it, please head to my channel and scroll down. You'll see the video on support and resistance. You'll understand why this level is actually what? Reacting as a support zone. Now you've actually drawn your two key levels. Remember, key levels can be referred to as support and resistance, but those support and resistance level that you're referring to as your key level are levels that are likely to react immediately the market gets to this level. And also the time frames where you're drawing them are very important. Now, on your daily time frame, you've marked out your supply level and your support level, right? Good. Now, what other key level do you want to pay attention to here? At this point here, this body of this candle. This is a strong key level. Although you won't see it here until what? Until we move to 4-hour time frame. Now, once we move to 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see that what? You can clearly see that this is what? This is a key level. Do you understand? You can still even make it smaller. How can you make it smaller since you're in the 4-hour time frame? You can reduce it to this level here. Now, why am I using this level here? Because this is the point where the market created a gap. If you check your MT5 and your MT4, you would notice the market created a gap around this level here, which gold is actually reacting on. Now, that level can be seen as your key level. Why? Because you want to see what would happen when the market comes to that level. Am I going to be looking for more buys? Am I going to be looking for more sales? Do you understand? Now, you've marked out your key level here. Now, you can see this market showing exhaustion. How do you know this market is showing exhaustion? Of course, there's a bullish engulfing candle here that engulfed this candle, right? Then the market is struggling to push. You can go to smaller time frame like 1 hour. You would see the market is exhausted. What do you do now? Since this is your key level on your 4-hour time frame, after you've already mapped out on your daily the top and bottom, now on your 4-hour time frame, you've already marked out your key level. You scroll down to your 1-hour time frame, so you can actually what? You can actually refine the chart. Remember, the only reason why we go to smaller time frame is to actually what? Refine the chart. What do I mean by refining the chart? You want to see the real move playing out. if this market is bullish or bearish, or if this market is faking you out. Do you understand? Remember, on your daily time frame, that is where you draw your key level. Okay, on your 4-hour time frame, you come to look for those levels that are likely to react immediately. Okay, now with what you've already drawn on your daily time frame, what would you do on gold now? You want to see these markets come back to this zone, then you look for buy to the next key level. Okay, why are you waiting for this market to come back to this level? Because number one, there's an exhaustion here, right? Number one, there's an exhaustion here. How do you know there's an exhaustion? You move to your 4-hour time frame. You can clearly see it here. The market is struggling to push to the upside. Regardless that the market created a bullish engulfing candle at this point here, where there was a gap, which is a key level, what happened immediately? The market is consolidating. The market is struggling to continue pushing to the upside. So you want to wait for this market to come back into that key level. Now, when the market come back into that key level, then you want to watch out for what will happen. If the market comes back here, will the market struggle, then push up? Or if the market come back here, will the market struggle and break below? Then you want to wait for the market to come back here, then you sell to the downside. Do you understand? But one thing you need to understand is that key levels don't just work on their own, okay? Key levels are likely to work properly with fundamental analysis. Now, when you have the knowledge of fundamental analysis, all these things become easy for you. Do you understand? Because of course, once you have fundamental analysis knowledge, you understand why gold is buying, you understand why gold is selling. Why would this gold now continue pushing to the upside? Of course, we've seen what is happening so far. Donald Trump and China are still going back and forth. And also, Donald Trump just started fighting with Elon Musk. Both of them were actually going back and forth recently on Twitter. What does that tell you? That is also creating uncertainty. Even if the NFP data came out positive because more jobs were added, and all of a sudden we saw a huge spike on dollar. Do you understand? This is still telling you that what? Uncertainty is building up on the dollar. And if Donald Trump does not sign this deal with China, end this tariff and taxes sanction war once and for all, what would happen? Gold will go back to create a new all-time high. Remember, gold is a safe haven currency. Investors always run to gold whenever there is what? There's an uncertainty. Whenever they are not sure on where to invest in. Okay, pay attention to all this information. So with that information, what do you clearly know? You clearly understand that, okay, what I should be looking forward to on gold now is push to the upside. But at the same time, I want to see these markets react at a good key level, or a POI, which is a point of interest. You already know this is your top, this is your bottom, right? Pay attention, guys. You already know this is your top key level, which is your resistance. This is your bottom key level, which is your support. Meaning, if you're buying this market, you will buy it into this resistance. And if you're selling this market, you sell it into the support. That is the advantage of key level. So I'm sure this video would help you understand what are key levels. Key levels can be used to take TP. Key levels can be used to enter a trade. Do you understand? You've already marked out your top and bottom. So now once the market gets here, you close your buy. If the market gets here, you close your sell. Those are your two key levels. Okay, please pay attention to this, backtest it properly, and if you have a question, feel free to ask. I also have my Telegram channel in the link below. Just scroll down to our description, join my Telegram channel, and if you also love to join my VIP channel to get direct signals from me, not just analysis, use the bot below in the description. Thank you so much. Peace.